Dr. Prahbu. He's an epigenetic doctor and he's in ENT, ear, nose, and throat specialist surgeon. And he has many certificates, and but he still have a passion in this kind of analyzing the water. And he is willing to spend his time to share with us his knowledge from the medical terms of view. So without further delay, we welcome Dr. Prahbu. So the rest of us, please mute your mic and please off your video if you are not in a proper attire, as usual. Okay, let's welcome Dr. Prahbu.
Very good morning to you, Angie. It's, I think, 2 weeks since we all met, and then I was looking forward to this week's because there's a lot of programs being cancelled because of the PKP. But I said whether PKP, COVID or anything, I need to do something because for me, it's a passion that I need to share the knowledge. So welcome to all the beautiful souls who are down here to listen to this pep talk by me and the host being Angie and George and Terahertz in Janbarat company. So we are all down here to share the information. So what exactly, in spite of having all the accolades in my medical profession, I would say whatever said and done, we all need to pick information on an everyday basis. So every day we need to read something, pick up something, and at the end of the day, the more you share, the more knowledge will be imbibed inside you. So that's what I'm doing. So I believe that such of those who are all here to pick the information, keep your mind very open and pick all the information, write it down and keep, so that it will help you to, assist you in your journey. So today's, before I go even to the topic of the lung care, what I would wish to let you know is this particular field, something called epigenetics, is going to really, really change the world and the healthcare system in the future. It will be the future, but as of today, there are no hospitals having a department called epigenetics. There is none actually. The reason is it's a science which has been in progress for the past 15 years. And of course, there's a lot of research, questions, gray areas on this subject because not many people know about it. But as of today, Germany is one of the countries wherein they came up with a device called the hair profiling machine. And from there, the epigenetics started growing a little more. And I myself from 2015, when I picked up this particular hair profiling machine, and from there I started working on uplifting myself. For me, it was totally a new subject because in my medical field, my job is to diagnose a disease, treat a disease, and then move forward. This is what I have been doing all the while. But now here, what is the root cause of a disease? So in epigenetic, what happens is we just go into what are the factors which affect you to create a particular situation, which in turn becomes a disease. Now, it can be your immune system, it can be a cardiac related problem, it can be a lung problem, it can be a diabetes, it can be your blood pressure, it can be anything under the sun. But there is something called a process. So there's a beginning of everything. So something starts up and then slowly progresses and then moves on. The only situation for you and me is we don't know that something is happening inside our body. And that to the cellular level, we don't know. It's okay. But what we need to do is consciously, we need to understand that for every situation in your life, for example, if you have some disease today, there has been a process of situation which has been happening all the while in the past. And today you have that situation. Now, if you have to change that situation, you need to look at what are the factors which can assist you for the change so that you can slowly go back to the foundation of the problem and then slowly solve it. So that means to say that you cannot come into epigenetics and expect a total miracle. Okay. Now, why I'm here is even our terahertz water is a part of our epigenetic solutions. It is a factor which affects your epigenetic situation of your disease process. And when it is a factor, so we definitely need to look at how is it going to help us, right? Now, if at all, if you have a particular problem and then you're consuming this water and then you're looking for a change in the environmental of your body, It's a good thing we all look for it, but there might be a situation that your body is not responding for that situation, and probably the disease is not becoming better. So in that way, I would say have patience, which is very, very important, because everything begins with the patience of your own self, and slowly you will be able to find solution. Have patience and have persistence in whatever you're doing. You will be able to move forward. So saying so that epigenetics is going to be the future, let me go on to the today's topic. Now, lung plays a very, very important role. Now, if you look at the lung, definitely the air going inside and coming out plays a very important role. Now, how many of you are aware of your breathing? How many of you are aware, basically, breathing in and breathing out? You would have done a proper breathing when you are as a child. The child breathes in and breathes out very appropriately as per the nature. Whereas you and me, we hardly breathe in the right amount of air inside and hardly breathe out the right amount of air outside. So what's happening? There is an imbalance which is always happening. But of course, if you look at the pulse oximeter, which today a digital one, you put under your finger, it will say 99% of oxygen is there. Yes, 99%. But why is that suddenly everything drops down? It's because there are a lot of other factors which will play an important role in especially when you're talking about the proper breathing. So lungs plays a very, very important role, and it is an organ which is exposed to the environment directly. Whereas your liver is not exposed to the environmental directly, your kidneys is not exposed, your brain is not exposed directly to the environment. So in that way, lungs is one of the very, very critical and very important organ for you, that it is directly in connection with the environment. So anything goes wrong in the environment, it gets affected very, very badly immediately. Now, this you would have seen, if you are in an atmosphere where there is a fire and then carbon monoxide is being out there, you won't be able to breathe in that atmosphere. People die of intoxication of carbon monoxide in that area. It's not because of the burns they die, it's because of the carbon monoxide going inside the lung. And of course, when there is no oxygen for you to breathe in, of course, you will die. So lung is something very, very critical, and it's an important organ. So you need to keep well prepared to keep your lungs healthy. Now, this is a very, very important, I would say, affirmation you need to take, that I need to keep my lungs very healthy. This is very important. So what do we need to do, understand about the lungs is, let me go into the next slide. Okay, here, the reality. We are going to speak about reality. What's the reality? See, 1 year ago, COVID was affecting. People used to get admitted, get healed, or some people after 15 days or 1 month, they used to die. But today I see quite a good number of cases. Especially from India, I'm receiving information where the person gets into the hospital 3 days, 4 days, and maximum 5th day, they die off, because the virus is so virulent and aggressive, aggressive, that it just wipes away your lungs, and after that you can't breathe. See, when your oxygen saturation is not maintained, how much ever oxygen we are going to give from external, will not be able to be sufficient enough for you to survive. So in that way, COVID has been one of the. But if you look at the number of deaths of COVID as of today, do you know how many people have died? It's around 3.4 million people have died. Now, when you look at the population, how much is our population? 7.4 billion. Actually, it's 7.5. Let's assume it's 7.4 billion. Out of that, if you are going to reduce, minus the people who died of COVID, is 3.4 million. So we still have 7.396 million people still living alive, right? Not a big deal, isn't it? Yes, but it is a staggering number which has affected this planet Earth. But other than that, if you look at the way the number of cases human beings are facing per day, average of 140,000 to 145,000 people every day are dying of various reasons. Now, out of that, if you look at the second reason, one of the things which affects your lungs is tuberculosis. Tuberculosis has been there for almost how many years? But why is that we are not able to eradicate the tuberculosis? We still see in Malaysia, can you believe, in my clinic, we do see tuberculosis. But of course, it's for the foreigners. But these foreigners, whomever we are talking, who have migrated from Bangladesh or Pakistan or Indonesia or any countries, they are carrying this particular disease coming down here. And then, of course, they do transmit this disease to the citizens of Malaysia. But there is one glitch here, See, I, as a doctor, we all are posted into different disease centers like leprosy, tuberculosis. So I was posted in tuberculosis for 1 month, when we are doing our housemanship. Now, 1 month, I was totally exposed to tuberculosis patients. Every day in and out, we will be seeing only tuberculosis patients. But at the end of that, until today, I never got tuberculosis. So what does that mean? So it means to say that if your immune system is strong enough, if your immune system is good enough, optimized enough, whether it's tuberculosis or any other disease, will not be able to penetrate into you. That's the secret, actually. So you need to keep your immune system a little strong. Now, other than that, if you look at the cases of bronchial asthma, especially in children, you would be seeing a lot of children right now. You go to any pediatric hospital or a pediatrician, you would be seeing a lot of children having breathing difficulties. Now, either it has been transmitted from the parents or the children are exposed to the environmental pollution and the other factors, and in turn your what is that, your bronchus becomes, your respiratory system becomes a little sensitive. So what happens, see, in asthma, if you understand, whenever there is your tubes are a little open, okay, probably let's assume that it's 2 inches, opening is there. Now, whenever there is a dust or something which goes inside your body has an automated mechanism. What the body will do is, why is this foreign body coming inside? Why is this dust coming inside? It should not be there. So what should I do? So the body automatically will protect you by making the whole 2 inches pipe into a smaller one, maybe 1 inch pipe. So what happened? The 2 inch pipe, which has been open enough to get in the oxygen and the air going inside. Now, when it becomes small, what will happen? Definitely the airway is compromised. The moment airway is compromised, you feel a little choky. You can't breathe. And if it is a little more severe, you can really feel and hear the wheezing sound, like a whistling sound. You can listen to the people, especially when they are asthma. So asthma is another condition of the lung, which is quite common. Other than that, because of the environmental pollution, allergic bronchitis means, see, basically there's an inflammation inside your bronchial tree, So what happens? Because of the allergies, there's always, it can be cough, always phlegm can be produced, always there can be breathing difficulty. All these can happen because of the allergic manifestation. Other than that, of course, we do have lung cancer. Now, more than that, vehicular pollution and carbon monoxide poisoning and the lead poisoning is one of the main causes which goes inside your lungs, and then from there it starts affecting your body. But there is something I missed in between. Like today, smokers are increasing. Now, whether it's your habit or whether it's your passion to smoke or whether it's a style for you to feel that you want to smoke, whether it's the regular cigarette or you're talking about an electronic cigarettes, what's happening? Definitely you are whiplashing your own self, hitting your own self and poisoning your body by assisting your lungs by giving more of the poison inside. So the question is, what are you doing? Already we have enough of poison which is coming, whether you like it or not. But today, when you are a contributor as a smoker, now you just imagine yourself, not only you're smoking and putting out the fumes out into the air and polluting it, but more than polluting outside, you're polluting your own self. Now, is it wise for any human being to do this? It's up to you to question yourself, up to you to decide whether you want to smoke or you want to quit smoking. It doesn't matter, but do not be a contributor to already existing problem on this planet Earth, especially if it is lung. Now, I always will say, if you are a smoker, what will happen is you can smoke inside your bedroom. Is not a problem because it's your bedroom. You are having the problem inside your bedroom. You die. That's your problem. But the moment we go outside in a public place and then we smoke, we think that it's okay to smoke in the public. But my question is, there are a lot of children out there who are all maybe having asthma, maybe having a respiratory problem. Why should you be? You may think I'm just smoking one cigarette and it's a very small amount. No, There are thousands of people thinking the same thing. So 1,000 people thinking the same thing and then leaving the smoke out, it's going to definitely cause a lot of problem. Now forget about smoking, whether you like it or not. You are having a car, and especially if it's an old car, there's a lot of pollution coming out. That is itself, it's giving us a lot of issues coming to our lungs. So let's be responsible. Let's do what we need to do in whatever little ways we can do, and let's move forward. Now, saying so, what are the factors affecting your lungs as of today? There are few. There are 6, I would say. One is your allergies. Number 1, asthma is very common. Infections are very, very common right now. Now, what happens if there is a bacteria around, like for example, corona, which is quite common right now, happening everywhere, and it's, everywhere you see, every country is going in for a lockdown. But at the end of the day, whether it's a lockdown or not, we are all exposed to this coronavirus. Now, your body immune system should be boosted up so that it can face the corona, and then probably you come out of it. That's the only way you can do. So what we need to understand is infections are very, very common. Pneumonia is basically inflammation of your lungs, is very, very common. But how do we help ourselves? You need to help yourself. Forget about helping outside. You need to help yourself. And there are a lot of other diseases like, chronic pulmonary diseases, and cancer is another one of the very, very important diseases affecting your lungs. But other than that, aging. Now, this is something which I would like to share. As you get older, now, how do you consider older? Older, do you mean to say 80 years and above? It can be anger as well, but what I would say is it's not only when you get older. I would say in my practice, I see even a 30-year-old man, when he comes and when I test him with my breath analyzer testing, his lung capacity is only 600 to 700 ml. That's it. In fact, it should be around 3,000, 2,500 to 3,000 for an youngster like 30 years old. So what difference does it make? So what you need to understand is, irrespective of the age, you need to keep your lungs very healthy. But if you are, of course, 50 plus, you need to do 2 times more of regular exercise to your lungs so that you can keep yourself fit by giving in more oxygen to your body. So you need to work a little more. So whether you're going for a regular walk or not, but breathing exercises plays a very, very important role. But other than that, damage to your lungs can happen after accidents and other things, which I may not go into the details. Now, what are the functions of the lungs? See, only when you are breathing and breathing out, the air goes inside and comes out, right? Now, there is something called voice box, which we call it as larynx. Right? Now, that is where it produces the vocabularies, the phonation happens through the air. If there is no air, you will not be able to produce the sound and the vocabulary of what you are thinking to speak. So lungs plays a very, very important role in your phonation. And then of course it's very, very important when you smell, you inhale, right? You smell, so automatically the nose picks up the smell and then goes to the olfactory, goes to the brain and tells, hey, this is the smell of this particular whatever object you are smelling. So you need to inhale inside. So you're basically, lung plays a very important role right from your nose to your pharynx, to your trachea, and to the lungs. All these play a very, very, they do their own beautiful role. Now, other than that, it brings in air to the body temperature, because everything, especially in the nostril, God has created so beautifully. It moistures, and when it goes inside, it humidifies. You all will be seeing a lot of humidifiers outside, where you put water and on it, the fumes will be coming out. It humidifies the air. Why? Because there's a lot of dryness of air outside there because of the pollution, because of the heat. It will be dry actually. So you need a humidifier. But God has created in such a way that naturally your nose humidifies the air and then it sends inside. Now, delivering of oxygen to your cells in your body is of course through your lungs, and removal of the waste products also is through your lungs. So definitely, whenever, for example, there is a unfavorable, harmful substance going into the lungs, what happens is immediately you'll start coughing. Immediately your lungs will start producing mucus, and then what happens? It lubricates and then throws it out. That's how you'll be coughing. See, these are all beautiful mechanism what we all have naturally in our lung to throw away all the unwanted harmful substances. But when it goes beyond that, of course, you will not be able to prevent it, and then of course you go into gasping of air, and then of course finally death will happen. But at the end of the day, you need to understand that you need to take care of your lungs. So what I notice is we all have a lung capacity of between 600 to 800 cc in one given time. When I say you take in deep breath, they will be able to 600 to 800 or maybe even 1000. But this is what is the most of the people's capacity. It would be ideally good if we can increase the capacity to 2000 to 2500 or even 3000 cc. If you can take in the air, that means you will have so much of reserve in your body, especially the oxygen. So you'll be taking more oxygen and giving the cells. And one thing very important you need to understand is cancer is something which pops up and which starts spreading when there is lack of oxygen. Other than there are a lot of other factors, let's not go into, but now with the lungs, if you can have good amount of oxygen, you are taken care of. But beyond that, if you get a cancer, probably that is there are other factors which would be playing a role, and that's also what you need to understand is you might fall into the category of wherein it's only 600 to 1000 cc of air you will be able to. So what I will be showing you everything step by step so that you know what to do and how to pick up. And how do you keep your lung fit? Very, very important. What you need to do is you need to eat the right food with the right nutrients, right? What your body doesn't need, please do not eat that. So you need to eat the right food. Now, adequate water intake also plays a very, very important role, because water plays in transportation of oxygen. So I won't go into the other details. It transports your oxygen. It needs water. And now when you have sufficient amount of water, your lungs also is moistened very well, and then your lungs also will be able to throw out all the irritants and the waste products very easily when the lubrication is already there. So adequate amount of water. So right now today we are talking about terahertz water, right? So here water plays a very, very important role in clearing up your system, especially in your lungs, when you have sufficient amount of water. And you would have seen that many times when the lack of water happens, what happens? You'll feel your throat is dry. You won't even to cough. It's a dry cough, you know. So that means your water content in your body can be less. And especially when you're having infection, you will have a very, very dry throat with fever and other situations. But if you have adequate amount of water, things will be much more easier. And what Angie showed you on the video, where this particular person who is showing you that there is a skin issue after a bite, and then that allergic situation, she has been spraying only the terahertz water, and there is a lot of improvement. So one secret I want to let you know is, if at all you have any kind of allergy in your body, be it a sting or be it a whatever insect bite, the first thing you need to drink is drink terahertz water sufficiently enough to wash off the toxin. So you need to drink a lot of water. It's not the antihistamine which is the first line of treatment. It's the water which plays a very important role in clearing the toxins and then bringing out the bringing down the allergens, so that you are out of the allergic situation. Now, other than that, what you need to do, breath control is one of the best meditation in our history. If such of those who are all have heard of Swami Paramananda Yoga Paramananda, Hamsa Paramananda, this particular person always will tell, your breath is meditation. Means you need to know how to breathe in, breathe out, hold the breath. So breath forms a very beautiful situation where you can go into a meditative state if you can do a proper breathing. All right. Now, other than that, if you can do a proper breathing, your mind control is also another amazing tool for you to control your mind, become more calmer. You know, that means you'll be in the receiving mode. When your mind is calm, you'll be in the receiving mode. So you'll be able to pick a lot of information. Other than that, regular walking exercise, you need to go for a walking, but it is not a jaywalking you're going to do. Jaywalking is what? If you're going for 1 to 2 kilometers in 1 hour time, that is jaywalking. Jaywalking will never help you in any way. So what you need to do, you need to go at least minimum of 7 to 8 kilometers per hour speed. That is when it's called a brisk walking, It should be 7 to 8 kilometers per hour. That is when you will go for a brisk walking. That is when your pulse rate will go up. That's when you will have more oxygen. That's where your blood vessels will open up. All these will happen. So such of those who are all going in for regular exercise, having your mobile phone in a hand and then talking to your friend and walking, let me tell you, don't waste your time doing this. It doesn't work that way, and no point. Even if you're doing exercise for 10 long years, nothing would have changed. You will be still having the same medical issues and other situations. So please look into, do a proper thing. 15 minutes also is good enough. Do a brisk walking. This will help you. And being with nature weekly once, 5 days to 6 days you have been in the office, traveling, it's all okay. But one day, maybe for 1 to 2 hours, if there is a greenery, if there is a garden near your home, please do visit. And then, if you can visit a sea or a river or a waterfall or trekking, whatever it is, go with nature for a while, so that there are a lot of positive, especially the negative ions, can be absorbed into your body for a healing. Now, this is something I would request every one of you is, you need to grow plants in your home. Like, I'm staying in a 9th floor on a condominium, and I do have fantastic garden in my balcony. And can you believe, I have 30 birds, small sparrows in my balcony here. They all been living with us for almost 3 to 4 years. And now even pigeons have started coming in. They lay eggs, they reproduce, and they are happy in their own way. We don't disturb anybody. And of course we do take care of the cleansing process. But it's so beautiful, early in the morning, the sparrows chirping, the myna, especially the beautiful myna birds coming and morning shouting there and enjoying. It's a beautiful thing. So you all have to, if you have a grounded house, do plant trees outside your home, keep a lot of plants inside your house. It will definitely help you. Now, other than that, the last part of it, I'm using the word using essential oils. Now, this is another, a lot of people are doing business of this essential oil. I would say look into the essential oil, which in the next slide I will tell you what are the things which can support your breathing. Eucalyptus oil plays a very, very important role. So a few drops, you use a burner and put water and put few drops of eucalyptus oil, and then when the fumes are evaporated out, the room becomes so beautiful, your breathing becomes easy. And eucalyptus oil is one of the important ingredient, especially if you want to do steam inhalation. You can use eucalyptus oil, rosemary oil, peppermint oil, the frankincense essential oil. All these are all very, very important. So there are so many things you can actually start looking into it. Buy one bottle, maybe a good quality one will cost you around 15 ringgits. Please invest in a good quality one which is water soluble. Very important, water soluble. Now, if it is water soluble, the advantage is it merges with water, and then when it comes as a fume, your absorption also will be so beautiful. Menthol crystals, which you can get it in the pharmacy, has been used in Malaysia for a very, very long time. And you go to any clinic, they will give you menthol crystals, especially when you have nose blocks, breathing difficulty, voice change. We would give you the same menthol crystal. So these are all support for your breathing. Now, what are the tools you need to have a supportive? These are all just I'm sharing with you. I don't say you need to, but definitely if you can buy one and keep, especially on the left side, what you see, the lung dilator respiratory assist. It's a very good one. When I purchased for the first time, I paid 300 ringgits, but today in Malaysia you can get it for around 100 ringgits. Use this, especially this, you can actually control the amount of taking air in and then amount of air breathing out. All these can be controlled in this small unit. You should look in for this. This will help you. Other than that, the second one is a breathe assist, which the 3 balls. Normally you would see that after a cardiac surgery, open heart surgery, doctors would give you this, or even after a lung surgery, they would give you this. Why? They want to make your lungs a little more better than what it is. So please do buy this. It's not too expensive. It varies. A good quality will be costing around 35 to 45 ringgits. A good quality one. Look into it. And the smaller one is around 1200 cc, but a bigger one, which normally IGN will sells it, is around 25 to 3000 cc. That's a good one. So what you need to do is start with a smaller one and then later on go with a bigger one. And of course, if you have the extra funds with you, in a long run, we all might need a oxygen concentrated, which you see on the right extreme lower down, this particular man, having an oxygenator. And today, it is a necessity where people are looking for this oxygenator. So if you have the required funds, it will cost you around 2000 to 3000 ringgits. Look in for it. If it is necessary, you invest it. I don't say you have to invest it, but it would be worth an thing you to invest for it, because at times where you really need oxygen support, this oxygen concentrated will definitely help you to give you the extra oxygen which you need. And especially I used to, because I have an oxygen concentrator. So what I used to do is whenever I'm going on a treadmill, I will use this oxygenator and then put it a mask, and then I will start. So what will happen is for 10 minutes, I will give an extra oxygen supply to my body so that you will feel very refreshed. So there are methods of assisting your lungs through different, but what I would say is go with the basic one. Breathe in and breathe out. Have a lot of greenery around you. This will help your lungs to be more stronger, and with more of oxygen, you will be able to have, if you have a good reserve, let me tell you, you will be able to 100% face any situation, be it a COVID or be it any diseases. You will be able to face it because you have extra reserve. It's like in your car, if you have a petrol tank, it does have almost 5 to 8 liters of petrol as a reserve. Why did the company give it? Because in times of when the petrol tank gets over, at least your reserve will take you to the nearest petrol station. In the same way, our lungs also need extra reserve. So you all need to have an extra reserve. So do not be happy that you're breathing in and breathing out and you're living on this planet Earth. No, do work out a little more extra, spend a little time. In 24 hours time, if you cannot spend 15 minutes for your breathing, then what's the point in you going and working and earning maybe thousands of ringgits? It doesn't matter, because even your thousands of ringgits will not be able to give you the amount of oxygen you need. So in that way, when things are fine, do things fine, make your life much more beautiful. But such of those who don't want to invest, or maybe like financially tight, don't worry, just buy one balloon, start blowing the balloon, play with your children, give them all the balloons and then start blowing it, and see who blows the balloon to the biggest possible. So now this game also is another beautiful thing. Everyone will enjoy, and your lungs capacity can be increased just by blowing the balloon. This is another cheapest way of enhancing your lung capacity. Now, other than that, this is something which I would recommend you is choose an appropriate place, either in your home or outside. Just go and sit there, relax, and then listen to some light music, and then start calming yourself. See, with an aggressive with the news of COVID itself, we are all becoming mentally sick actually every day, in and out with the COVID situation on one side. Now on one side people are talking about the death, on one side we are there are no beds in the hospital, there are no oxygen in the, all these are all, we are all panicking actually. But let me tell you, whether you agree with me or not, you are alive today, isn't it? Isn't that a beautiful blessing for you? We are all alive here. So let's look into more of positive things, so that let's help ourselves and then we can help other people. So you be fit enough so that you will become a tool for other people to be helped. So in that way, choose the right appropriate atmosphere, relax yourself. Every day if you can do 15 to 30 minutes, that will be the best. But in a week, if you can appropriately spend some time, that will be definitely a good foundation for your epigenetic health. Now, saying so, what you need to do, very simple exercise I always been telling, so that now today I put it in a picture form so that you can understand and start making it more easier. So what you need to do is, if you have the breathing assist, what I told you, which will cost you around 30 to 35, buy one and put it in your mouth and start inhaling. Keep a clock in front of you. Inhale for 5 seconds only, right? Inhale for 5 seconds, hold the breath for 5 seconds, and the remaining 10 seconds, that means you're going to slowly breathe out. Now, this particular technique is amazingly good. The reason is, per minute, normally every human being will be breathing 15 to 18 times per minute. Okay. Now, I recommend this, what happens? Your breathing becomes 3 per minute, means 20 seconds into 3 is 3 times per minute you will be breathing. So that means you have brought down your breath to such a low level that you're taking in more of oxygen, giving your body a chance of more oxygen exchange, and you're keeping your lungs a little more bigger than it has to be. So now imagine if you can do this for 15 minutes, how beautiful it will be. Your lungs become so beautifully enlarged, and then your lung capacity will be more. So please practice this for 15 minutes in the morning and 15 minutes in the night. But if you say, hey doc, I have another 15 minutes in the afternoon or evening, I want to do it, please do it. So that means 45 minutes in a day, if you can spend only for your breathing, there are a lot of diseases can be under control. There are a lot of situation which can avoid coming into you. All right, so please do this exercise on a regular basis and make your lung a little more compatible to the situation wherein which is not in your hands, like the pollution outside, you know, all these is not in your hands. So let's do something for our own self. Now saying so, we come back to the water. Why we need to come back with the water? Because water is an epigenetic factor, which is very, very important. One of the factors, there are 800 epigenetic factors on this planet Earth which can affect your health. All right, now out of that, as of today, we have found around 150 varieties of factors which affect your epigenetics. 150, right? In that, just by doing a hair profiling, hair analyzing, we can pick around 120 varieties of epigenetic factors. Now, among all this, water also is one of the very, very important epigenetic factor. Now, why do we need to drink water? Very simple: for a good hydration, for a proper metabolic function, for detoxification, for adequate oxygen transportation, picking up nutrients from the food we eat, proper bowel movements and lubrication. We need proper amount of water. So we need to drink sufficient amount of water for a proper kidney functions and electrolyte balance. Very important, isn't it? So why should you drink water? Is because of all this. Now out there, people, the moment we say drink terahertz water means they'll have 101 question. Why should I drink this water? What is so good about this water? All these questions, definitely we need to answer them, assist them, definitely yes. But whether you like or not, we are drinking water, isn't it? So please drink water, but I would say give it a try. So what you need to do is, why we need to drink water, I gave you the important information. Now whether you are drinking terahertz water, co water, cuckoo water, or ionized water, it doesn't matter. What ideally drinking water should be is, it should be drinkable, right? Now, if it is to be drinkable, it should be clear and it should be free. It should be pH from varying from 7.5 to 8, and the total dissolved solvent should be between 50 to 100, 200, and ORP. The more the ORP, especially on the minus side, is better for you. Just to give you an sharing, we do have given minus 1000 ORP for patients with cancer. Especially in Singapore, I had one beautiful soul who was drinking around 13 alkaline pH. So the ORP was almost 800 to 1000. And he overcame the laryngeal, the voice box cancer, and then he cured it. But these are all situations, I would say, individually human beings have to try, because we don't have any clinical proof saying that, okay, you drink this amount. But it is good when you drink, especially minus 100 or 200 is good enough. And but if you're talking about plus ORP, like Pepsi and Coca-Cola, they are all on the plus side. So when you have plus side, what will happen? It will add on to the existing problem. That's it. You have an existing disease, you are actually adding up a little more fuel to the fire. So in that way, you need to, that's why the minus ORP plays an important role, especially when you're taking a lot of vegetables, fruits, you know, they are having a lot of antioxidant benefits. So they give you more of benefits for your body to heal. Means it's donating one oxygen molecule. Now, other than that, the water should be clean from bacteria, viruses, and parasites. Like those days when there was no filtration system, what they used to do, pick water from a well or from a river. What they used to do, they used to use a very thin cloth and filter it out, and then from there they will boil the water and drink. And they used to keep it in a mud pot and then drink up the water. They never had any filtration system those days, but they were all quite healthy. But in spite of that, of course, they used to get some diarrheal diseases. All used to happen because it's a part and parcel of our human ecosystem. It's still okay. But for today, you and me, we are all living in a concrete jungle wherein we are provided with the water supply to your home, so you don't need to go outside. But the sad part is the water supply which what we are getting from the government is so dirty. Unless you put two filtration system, one outside a huge filter and another one inside, let me tell you, your water is absolutely totally dirty and not for potable to drink at all. Because every 2-3 days I do a reverse cleaning of my system. You will see it will be like a coffee or tea color, brownish color. Water will be flushed out, especially when you are doing reverse cleaning. So in that way, your water should be clean from bacteria, viruses, and it should not contain heavy metal. Now, this is something which sometimes we can have invested in a good water filtration system so that these heavy metals, chemicals, pesticides can be cleared up. Now, one good thing about terahertz water is especially pesticide cleansing. When you're talking about vegetables and fruits, you want to clean it. So what you need to do is take a 500 ml bowl or 1000 liters of 1000 ml of water and put it in a bowl and put all your vegetables and your fruits inside, soak it for 10 to 15 minutes, and then you just wash it. All the poisons are removed out very easily. In fact, our terahertz water can be able to remove the pesticides from the which is covered on the vegetable. So it's one of the very easy cleaning system where you can use it. So other than that, you can use your non-vegetarian to be soaked inside this terahertz water, and that will help you to remove a little bit of toxins. But of course, let me tell you, if the animal is fed with a lot of poison, there will be a minimal amount of poison inside the tissue of the meat or chicken what you're eating, and that of course you will be consuming it, and it is a slow poisoning which you are taking in. But let me tell you, come what may, keep your body so much fit that even if you're consuming poison, it should be able to throw it out. So be prepared in that way. It's still okay, because we can't be saying, okay, I want to be a vegetarian. Not everybody can become a vegetarian, and everybody, because it's all in our habitual system wherein we are used to what we are eating. So in that way, it doesn't matter. What you need to do is just take care of yourself, and then adapt to your body's requirement, and then give what your body needs. Now, there's one thing you need to understand. One of the best quality of water is it has an emotion. It picks up the emotion. Now, who did this research? Dr. Emoto has done amazing research for 35 years. Now, let me tell you, it's only a thoughts I'm talking. It's only the thoughts. You're not even speaking out the words. Words is different. Action is somewhat wrong. But thoughts, you think something wrong on a particular person. Okay. What happens is your thought is created into a vibration. For example, you're holding a glass of water in your hand and then you're drinking. Okay. Now, as you're drinking the water, your friend is next to you, and then both of you are discussing about COVID. All right. Now, what happens is when you're discussing about COVID, there are a lot of negative things you will be discussing. It could be the death of people, it could be the death of your close friend, relative, whatever it is. So what happens is all those words, you're speaking, automatically the water picks up, the molecules of water picks up all that vibration. Now, you're not only sending that vibration to the water, and ultimately you're drinking it. It's like, poisoning your own water and drinking it up. So what will happen? Ultimately, you will see that you feel a little uneasy. You won't feel happy actually. After the friend goes away, you go back home, you will be irritable. You know why? Because your thought patterns you have been sending out, and you're drinking the same thing. It could be coffee, it could be tea, it could be your liquor, anything. Liquid will take the emotions of whatever thought patterns or words you speak on. And Dr. Emoto has done a fantastic research on this. And get a photograph. You need to pay almost 5,000 ringgits for one photograph if you want to test it. Okay, you can send the water to Japan and they will test you. Take a photograph of exactly what your water molecule is, and they will send you back. Now, in that way, what will happen is you need to understand that terahertz has got all the good qualities, right? Now you're holding a glass of terahertz water in your hand. Now, if every day from morning evening you're going to go on telling, hey, why the government is doing like this, we don't have this, this particular is no good law, this MP is no good law. We are talking negative, but you're drinking terahertz water. But what will happen? The same terahertz water, I want to, maybe in the next week, I will show you a photograph of the same terahertz water. When we use unfavorable words, what happens to the vibration? I'm going to show you that because today morning I was thinking of doing that, but I didn't have the time to do that. Next week, I will show you how your emotional talking, in spite of terahertz, you invested 4,500 and you're drinking the terahertz water. But if your thought patterns, if your words, it's all unfavorable. I'm not using the word negative. I'm talking about the word unfavorable. You're using those words. You tell me how your body is going to react. Your body will react in the same way. So what will happen? You will be drinking the water for 3 months, and after 3 months, hey, nothing is happening. Why nothing is happening? Because your thought patterns has been unfavorable. So you don't be a, like, you don't dig your own grave. Don't do that. Start looking at, if Terah's water has come to you, there is some positive in it. Even the goodness can become bad. It's just by your thought patterns. So you need to be very, very careful in what you're thinking and what you're sending out and what you're speaking with people around you. Even if people are speaking negative or unfavorable, what you need to do is either you don't talk anything, you just come out of that area and then move away, or you tell the person, please don't talk anything. For example, like when I am discussing, casually talking with my friend, they'll be telling, hey doc, hey, what's happening in India? Huh? So many things, so many people are dying. Why it's so serious? So my question to them will be is, yes, yeah, I know. What do you want to do? Do you want to call the Prime Minister Modi and tell him I want to help you? Or you want to send some donation money to India and help the people down there? Nothing, isn't it? When you cannot help anything, what India is going through or any other country is going through, why are you talking about that country? Yes, they are going through some difficult time, but how can you be contributing to that situation? Nothing, right? Even by talking unfavorably, by discussing about that topic, what are you gaining? Nothing. In fact, we have enough of challenges in Malaysia alone for us to live on this. With all the PKP around, so many difficult situations, we are supposed to face it. Now, how can we face it? It's only a teamwork. We all need to be in the positive frame of mind. Let us help each other, talk positive things, and then we move forward. So by talking positive and giving positive emotion, you are creating your 70% of water is there in your body, right? The 70% becomes more positive, more positive, more positive. So what will happen? Healing will automatically happen. So when healing happens, what happens? Your disease will automatically come down. When your disease comes down, you're happy, isn't it? So what you need to do, you should put a foundation for a healing process. So when you're having Terah's water with you, why not utilize it to the best of your ability? Start giving a lot of love vibration to your water. Start giving a lot of thanks vibration to your water. Start giving thanks to the universe that you're alive today. You know, you are not one among the 3.4 million people who died, isn't it? So that's good. So what you need to do is change the way you are sending your energy in motion, is called emotion. So change that, things will be more beautiful. So today, yes, we have a resonated water. Now, what is resonated water? It can be due to, you can use AMRET technology, ozone technology, you can use music, you can use chanting, you can use water passing through a pebbles, and then automatically it gets a structured water or a resonated water. Now, terahertz technology is one of the way to resonate the water. That is it. All right. Now, when you have one of the best technologies, which is the latest today, right? Now, if you're talking about 5G phones, 6G phones, yeah, it is the latest. Why you should be using a 2G phone, isn't it? Why aren't you using that? Today, you want an Android phone. Why? Because you have upgraded yourself, and that is the latest. Same way, resonated water with terahertz technology is the latest. So what we need to do, if we can upgrade it. Otherwise, if you have the older mechanism, please go with it. No issues. But this is an advantage for every one of us that we have the technology, use it. So what are the beautiful situation of this terahertz resonated water is? It's a new way of making a structured water, as simple as that. It is a new way, and the technique needs only 3 minutes, and then it's with a portable power bank, you can resonate the water. And it's, what are the advantages is, you can go to the, what happens, what is the benefits you get by drinking this resonated water, whether it's terahertz resonated water or other resonated, definitely there is some benefits you get. What happens? You get better healthy cells, better absorption of nutrients, better control of disease, detoxification naturally happens, illness to wellness will start taking place, and high energy of the cell. So overall you will feel very, very energetic. So in that way, if by drinking you get the benefit, so please go with it, and you have to share with people with the good benefit. But at the same time, you need to understand that thinking pattern is very important. So even if with terahertz water, if your thinking is no good, let me tell you, a lot of people out there will be having some unfavorable situation. So you need to handle that by giving them a lot of positive emotions to them, and tell them, you say just I love myself, or I love you to the water, thank you to the water, and drink it up. This is a secret. Very easily you can actually help the people who are still ignorant about the emotions. So you need to just help them by saying I love you to the water, thank you to the water before they drink. Very simple. When you do that, and especially when you are giving the water to other people, please place your hands on the water and say I love you to the water, and say a lot of thanks to the water for you're able to give that water to another friend of yours or a person who probably needs it in the time wherein healing can take place. So you need to send a lot of thanks and love vibration to the water and then give it to the person. Do not give the water in the attitude of thinking that, okay, if I give this water, this person will buy the device, and then once they buy the device, I'm going to get this amount of profit. No, never do that, because the universe sees you what you want to give. So start just giving. Give. The more you give, the more you will get. So be a contributor. So you should be in empathy, not sympathy. Empathy is something you want to do with unconditionally. Just go and do it. That's it. Now everything will start falling in place. You will get what you're supposed to. If you just go on giving water to people and then helping people with the intention that you want to help people, let me tell you, guaranteed minimum 10 people will buy your device automatically. They will buy the device, so automatically you will get the benefit of they buying the device. It's beautiful. What at the end of the day, what will happen? You will get some extra money for you. So what you need to do, use it in the right proportion with you for your own self, and then do some charity with whatever extra money you are getting. Beautiful, isn't it? You need to do that. So what you need to understand is, when you're drinking this water, you need to have little special precautions, especially people with bodily issues, and especially people with low vibration, because when they, especially, what I would give a clue is, people with the low vibration, your aura very low, what will happen is their thinking patterns will be always unfavorable. They'll be always thinking, if I drink this water, what will happen? If I drink this water, will I face this problem? Will I drink, if I drink this water, will this happen? Or will I, if I drink this water, will this benefit will happen to me? So this is how they. But if you're in a person with a lot of positive attitude, with a good vibration, when you go and talk to him, what he will say is, okay, fine, I'm already drinking this particular water. I don't mind giving it a try by drinking the terahertz water. So what they will do, they will drink it up. And many times when your aura is good, when your body is very healthy, when you're drinking terahertz water, you may not find any much difference in it. But let me tell you, definitely there will be some good benefits for your cells, because 50 trillion cells in your body, we do not know which cell will be benefited. So definitely there will be some good benefits. But unless you overdo things, then you will have a problem. When you overdo, drink the water also, when you have a cardiac problem, or when you have a lung issue or a kidney issue, and when you're drinking more of this terahertz water, it will go boost your thing, and then suddenly your body cannot balance. It's like, when you're giving an accelerator, your vehicle has to probably travel 40 to 50 kilometers per hour, and suddenly you give an accelerator and it is supposed to ramp up to 150, means your body will not, or especially car, will not be able to boost up to that level. The same way our body also will not be able to boost to such high levels. So you need to go very slow, drink water on a minimal, and then increase it slowly, and then so that it gets adapted. What are the benefits or the properties of the terahertz resonated water? It can be boiled, it has a longer shelf life. Of course it will help your DNA, because why I'm talking about DNA is because the epigenetic factors are the factors which affect your DNA. So the DNA is something which will read the information from the environment and from the messages what has been told, either through the water or through your nutrients, and the DNA reads it. So if you have a lot of unfavorable vibration like lead poisoning or mercury poisoning, your DNA will read it in the wrong pattern. So the moment it reads the wrong one, it will start producing a disease situation. So automatically your disease will start. So what we need to do is, we need to prevent the DNA from reading wrong information. This is what is epigenetic. So you will switch on and off the right gene expression. So that's very beautiful. So you need to work on a cellular level, slowly, step by step, and thereby assisting your body. Now, other than that, the molecular size of your water is so small that it can penetrate inside your cell, and then hydration happens. Angulation of the water, it increases. Other than that, it has some beautiful anti-radiation properties, antibacterial properties, and the viscosity is so less, around minus 680, is amazingly slippery. So automatically your, this one, I do not know how many of you are using the water for your washing your face. When you use this water and use a little soap, you will see a lot of lather coming in. Why? Because the low viscosity will help you to reduce your hardness of water. So when the hardness of water is reduced, automatically more lather will form. Now it has an antiviral, antifungal, antioxidant, and the best part is molecular size is small, and then they are in linear arrangement. That means they all stand in one line, so that penetration is much more easier. So with all these properties, see, all the properties are there, right? Only thing is, whether you are actually giving your body an opportunity to get the benefit in the best possible way by drinking the sufficient amount of water and helping your body to recoup back, heal itself, and then start becoming more healthier. So your aim of drinking water is to become more healthier and not to cure a disease. Disease is already there. What you want to do? You need to work at the cellular level, give a healing process, change the metabolic situation so that the healing will automatically happen. So give an opportunity for your body to heal automatically. So who should try? Everyone should try. Everyone should try. There's nothing, there's no restriction that you don't try. You all have to give it a try. Drink little. If you have a lot of medical problems, go with a very low amount. Or the best possible is get in touch with the doctor nearby. And then if the doctor is already using a terahertz water, then he'll be in a best position to assist you. But start with a low amount of drinking of water and then start moving forward. Now, definitely there is a message I need to convey to you so that we come to the closing of this pep talk. So you need to have a balance of life. Very, very important. You need to be balanced. So what thoughts you give need to be balanced. You cannot do overly a particular situation, or you cannot underdo. So you need to have balance of everything, whether you're drinking water, whether you're eating your food, or whether you're thinking pattern, or whether you're going and working. You cannot overwork in your, if you are allowed to work for 8 hours, why do you want to work for 12 hours? It's overworking, right? The same way 8 hours of working you need to do, you cannot do 4 hours of work and come out. You also cannot do that. So same way, balance plays a very, very important role. So be balanced in everything you do. Now, as a human being, can we be an inspiration to others? Do not be in desperation from others. For example, do not be in a desperation mode. The moment you give water to a terrace water to someone, do not expect a positive feedback from them immediately. It may not happen. Do not be desperate. Your job, be in the good intention that you're giving that water for a particular person with the intention that they are going to heal themselves. Something good is going to happen for them. Send a lot of love vibration, thank you vibration for that soul, because you had an opportunity to give the water to them. So what happens? Come out of desperation and become an inspiration for every soul. Inspiration is what you want to just give water to them, let them drink, let them get the benefit. At the end of the day, you are not responsible for their thoughts. If you are not responsible for their thoughts, so you are not responsible for the healing process also either. You are not responsible. It should be they. So you should teach them all the basic things about positive emotions, and then they should be able to create positive vibration through their thought patterns. Now, life is all about inspire, right? You should inspire. That means inside you, you become the best of what you are. And this inspire will come to an end when you expire. The last breath you take on this planet Earth, that's it. The end will be there. So until that, what you need to do, keep your lungs happy, keep your lungs healthy. And what you need to do is you need to do everything step by step and then start moving forward. Now, with this, tomorrow being the Mother's Day, do you think that Mother's Day has to be celebrated only one day in a year? No. Every day you should thank your mother, send a lot of vibration, positive love to your mother and father. Both of them have been the greatest beings for you to come onto this Mother Earth, and you have an opportunity to experience the human life. And these two beautiful souls are, as father and mother, they have played a very, very important role in your journey of life. So be thankful to them every day in and out. Yes, of course, tomorrow it all but 50 years ago I never saw anybody celebrating Mother's Day, Father's Day. Nothing was there. Even in my school days and all, I don't even remember all that. But today, for everything there is a day, Mother's Day. Now that's become a business. Just imagine on the Mother's Day how many flower bouquets are being sold and how many people are making the profit. What is 10 ringgits is sold at 20 ringgits or 30 ringgits, and people still go and buy that and then want to give it to the mother. My question is, why do you want to waste that 50 ringgits? Instead of that, every day buy 10 ringgits of flowers and give it to your mother. Why not? You should do that. So in that way, you need to understand that mothers and fathers are very, very important for us in our role. So, but whatever said and done, the world is doing something, and tomorrow is celebrated as a Mother's Day. Next month will be the Father's Day. So every one of you, such of so they're down there as a mother, my humble blessings to every one of you, and do bless me in whatever little ways, especially people who are elder to me. Please bless me in whatever little ways so that I can be a contributor and then help more people on this Mother Earth. And then on this platform of terahertz, I thank George, Angie, and Brian, and the team of beautiful souls. And especially special thanks I want to say to Frankie, Eddie, and other team members who are all doing a great job. And have a wonderful Mother's Day celebration tomorrow. And until I see you back again, have a fantastic weekend. Thank you.